Well, hello everybody. This is Lynn Positon, also known as Lynn About Town, and I am here today on our Tuesday at 5, live at 5, on the Talk of the Town. And today, it starts a very busy week. I have a lot going on, and I am going to be going to Miami. Actually, when you listen to this, I'm probably going to be in Miami because we're recording this on Monday so that you guys have it at the regular bat time, regular bat channel at on Tuesdays at 5. Today I have a guest with me, and he is a friend that I met here. Oh gosh, when did we meet, Bobby?
A couple years
A
ago.
couple years ago, that's right. And the way that I met Bobby actually is a little different than what we're going to be doing today. But I do want to talk him up a little bit because one, he knows radio very well. And two, the other thing that he knows super duper schmooper well is golf. And that's how we met. He was helping us with his skills at an important golf tournament that we host every year for the Community Learning Center. But today, Bobby Cisco is my guest, and he's going to be talking about a little bit of something else. And then if we have a little bit of time at the end, maybe we'll talk golf. What do you think, Bobby?
I think that sounds great.
Good.
I got golf on the brain, so that's an easy one. But this particular subject I want to talk about today, I'm representing CCHR, which is a nonprofit organization here right in Clearwater in Florida. And it's all about abuses in the psychiatric area. And one thing that's come to my attention that I had some concern about is that this thing called PTSD.
Mm.
And a lot of us have heard about this term for many, many years, but there's something going on now with the military where our soldiers and vets are really being overdosed, and we have some alarming statistics going on. Matter of fact, 2 Floridians a day are dying of suicide because of all this. On the national level,
2 Floridian veterans.
yes, are committing suicide because they're on some type of medicated psych drug, okay, and they need help. Now, on the national level, it's about 23 people are dying, who were in the military, either deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan or the Persian Gulf Wars, or the vets who were in Vietnam. So this is not only an alarming statistic, but I think it's kind of catastrophic. And we need to do something about it. And first of all, we want to educate our folks out there here in Pinellas County. I'm new to Pinellas County, and I like it here. And I'm really, really concerned about this issue. I'm very passionate about it. That's why I chose to get with you and have a discussion about it.
Well, that's great. As we introed the song from the amazing group called Madison Rising, We Need a Hero, how is this any possible way that, I have chills on my legs when I think about it, that this is how we treat our American heroes. It's unconscionable to me. I'm not okay with it either.
Absolutely. These are our loved ones that fought for our freedom, in these wars, and they come back here. They can't assimilate into society, and we don't have reality on what they went through. About 90% of the troops, at one time or another, have been medicated with psych drugs. These are mind-altering drugs that really change behaviors. And when they come back here, we don't totally understand what goes on with them. There's domestic violence, there's aggression, hostility, anxiety, and they're still on these drugs, and they're pleading for our help.
Yeah, because, the term PTSD, my understanding is the reason it originated had to do with battle, and the scars and the emotional and the disturbing results of that. But it doesn't seem like that's the way it's used now. I've heard it kind of, I don't want to say flippantly, but I want to say in a way casually used, and that I feel like that definition has changed. Do you agree with me on that, or?
Absolutely. What occurred was a number of years ago in the medical and the psychiatric profession, they changed the labeling. It used to be called battle fatigue, and it happened all the time in World War II, okay? And then once they changed it to a mental disorder as a condition, they were now able to get billable, and they could make all kinds of money and treat our veterans and our troops this way, and it's all paid for by government agencies.
Well, there you go. So, as the saying goes, follow the money trail. I find that with all of the things, and very much the drug industry. And you know me, I'm a very much of a pro drug prevention girl for children and youth. And so I find the same thing. In fact, I was talking to women today in Oregon, and it was just sad because I've made these comrades through the country because with all the push to legalize and normalize drugs, quite frankly, and this is another chapter of that. And this woman was saying how that in Colorado that there are, I think, 80 bills pushed through that are going to help the normalization and the commercialization of marijuana, but not one, and all these people were there speaking, not one was a pro investigation or a pro research into the damage that it's causing. Now, how is it possible that you can have one-sided 80 bills and not one, and they did not listen to one person? So my friend in Oregon, I just want to let you know, you really inspired me this morning, and tomorrow being the International Day, the United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, I am with you. We will get our message out and we will be heard. And this is another area where the money talks, and that's the way it is. So let me ask you this, Bobby.
By the way, that was very well put. That reminds me, when I met you 3 years ago, you were really into the whole thing, and you did a wonderful job of shutting that down at that particular point. I'm coming from California, and it passed there recently, and
full legalization, yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole cottage industry that's sprung up. There's going to be like marijuana candy bars and you name it, and it's just way out of control.
It's out of control.
Oh my gosh.
I always like to say people who voted it in with good conscience or thought they had good reasoning just didn't connect enough dots. And the bottom line is, I like to liken it with the Star Wars scene, in that bar, all the aliens. I feel like in 20 years, that's what we're going to have. It's crazy. Anyway, we digress. But, I read something. Although military veterans make up only 9% of the population, they account for 18% of all suicides. I think that number is ridiculous. So, what does CCHR do? I heard it's obviously I know enough about it. It's something that I strongly believe in. But being a watchdog committee, where do they, are they welcoming calls from loved ones and families that have veterans who are, they feel are even over medicated? Could they start there calling in?
That's a great question. As a matter of fact, yes. And the whole thing is the more that the public knows about this, and knows that they can contact CCHR. CCHR Florida is Citizens Commission on Human Rights, okay? So you can call in and you can discuss the situation that maybe one of your loved ones is involved with that you're concerned about, right, that you want to remedy, do something about. They have a way of investigating a report and getting that loved one who's in trouble, getting them help. So it's an incredible line. And as a matter of fact, this month is PTSD Awareness Month.
Oh.
And various aspects of we're covering the military thing because it's off the charts as a problem. There's also an issue with it with children and also with the elderly. Maybe we can cover that in a couple other weeks down the road.
We can, because I want everyone to put this on their calendar, because you're not going to get an event like this anywhere else. And Citizens Commission on Human Rights is on North Fort Harrison Avenue. It's actually 109 North Fort Harrison Avenue in Clearwater. But on Wednesday, 18 July, so we are going to talk about it again, on Wednesday, 18 July from 6:30 to 8, and there will be free admission and complimentary refreshments. There will be an important event. And the gentleman who is going to be doing that event is named John Wilcher. Now, this gentleman I met over the phone. I think we will have him on as well. But why don't you tell me a little bit about what he's going to be bringing in this event?
Well, first of all, John's a decorated veteran, and he has his own personal story, how he was affected by this. So he's going to tell our listeners, the people that come out for the event, just first of all, he's going to let you know more of a reality on a personal level of what affected him and how he had to fight back and get back in shape and all this. I'm sure he has a lot of friends that he met in the military that are still in trouble. They're facing the adverse effects of drugs in this way. So it's going to be a very good talk, and I'm looking forward to hearing the gentleman speak.
Also, I see here that he is actually going to be showing excerpts from an award-winning documentary called The Hidden Enemy. And you're going to find out what the real hidden enemy is in our country's heroes. So I haven't had the pleasure of seeing that, but I really do want to see that very much. Let's put CCHR's Florida's website up. That would be cchrflorida.org. cchrflorida.org. And I want everyone to actually go there, and then you may have friends who have issues or something they want to even ask. You're going to get a friendly person, a knowledgeable person at the other end of the phone or at the other end of that email. So, you can feel comfortable even if you're not sure how to articulate what your question is. If it concerns psychiatric drugging, the potential of an abuse in that area, whether it be in the foster care system, whatever. But, the military veterans is just one aspect of that.
Right. And I also have a phone number if it would help. 727-442-8820.
That's excellent. 727-442-8820, CCHR, Florida. And that is North Fort Harrison Avenue in Clearwater. Now, what would be the last thing you wanted to leave us with here on this morning for everyone, or the awareness?
Well, Lynn, I think the more the folks in Pinellas County can get educated and enlightened on this subject and realize that this is not only an alarming statistic, but this is off the charts, it's catastrophic. We need to do something about it now. We have people out there who have loved ones who have been affected by this, and they know what's going on. And we need to do something about it, and that's kind of the message. So I invite everybody to come out on July 18th, listen to the gentleman. He's got some great stuff you're going to learn, and it's very educational. You'll love it, believe me.
Oh, I will be there. Also, I want to say that since I gave you the address at 109 North Fort Harrison Avenue in Clearwater, just pop by CCHR. You don't need an appointment. They have an amazing exhibition, which is unlike anything anywhere. And you don't have to wait till July 18th to find out more about Citizens Commission on Human Rights.
There you go. Very well said. And I did go through the exhibit. It's great. It's an eye-opener.
I brought some people through, yeah. And it's unlike anything, right? I mean, so even if you were just looking for, I'm intrigued, let me go see that. That'd be enough reason. Go. All right, well, thank you for talking about that. I have a couple of events I got to talk about. If you would like to stay here and sit and listen to them, that would be great.
Absolutely.
Bobby and I are actually going to be working on, we had a meeting yesterday for a big golf tournament for the annual CCHR golf tournament. So we've got big plans this year. We plan on helping them raise money so they can keep up their good work and be the watchdogs that we all need in this country.
But you know what?
Huh.
You're going to have to up your golf game.
Oh God, that's not going to be hard to do. We have a video. Jen took a video of me when we were doing one at the Martin Luther King Center last August, and all I tried to do was a putt. And from the very get-go of my stance, I was like, do you stick the butt out or you tuck the butt in? Right away I was doomed. I went into the parking lot, so, I didn't hit the green. So upping my golf game will not be hard, Bobby.
I'll help you with that.
That would be excellent.
You got me for that.
Pitch and putt is a very big goal of mine. Oh, gosh. All right. Well, I hope everyone comes to that event. Put it on your calendar. Now, I want to tell you about Tuesday, which is June 26th, which is the day you're going to be watching this video. It is the United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. And every year I try to do something a little more unique. This year I'm heading out to Miami. I have a flyer here for those on Facebook who want to watch. I'm going there because my friend Amy Ronshausen from Drug Free America and I are both going to bring a different segment of drug awareness, drug prevention, drug information. Amy it has consultative status with the United Nations, and so she was just there where they work out all the treaties, and she was just there in Vienna representing Drug Free America with the Drug Free Workplace program. And my thing on that's very, very vital for Floridians is, what does all this marijuana legalization mean? If I'm a drug-free workplace business, what does that mean for my employees? Can they come to work stoned? Am I able to let them go if they can't do their job because they're slurring their words? Am I allowed to fire them, etc.? So Amy's going to be bringing a whole different segment from that, and then I'm going to be talking about Florida in particular, and how everyone should really just be aware when they see this normalization of drugs. Because as a mom of 4 and a grandma of 7, I am telling you, this is a problem. We have normalization as the problem. When kids walk down the street and they see a billboard that says marijuana doctor, and their knowledge, and like a grown-up, doctor means someone you go to for advice, someone you go to talk about the possible protocols that you might need to follow. That is not someone who promotes one drug. What if we change that word to Xanax doctor or oxycodone doctor? Oh, people would be outraged, because what does that have to do with a doctor, right? But that's what they're doing, and so I don't even see how that's legal. So to be continued. You hear my passion. I just think that we've got a lot to talk about in that issue. So I'm bringing that to Miami, and that's part of what we're doing. But if you want to know more about how to not lose a loved one, how to keep drug education and drug information current, and so that you can be a really good parent and be able to really know what's going on, then go to the Drug Free World Center, 41 North Fort Harrison in Clearwater. You can pop by anytime. They'll take good care of you. They'll give you materials, booklets. They'll let you see a documentary, real people, real stories, no actors. And that's my heartfelt plea for everyone, at least on this International Day. The United States shouldn't be the one violating all these treaties internationally, and yet with this whole proliferation of marijuana, we're the biggest violators, I hate to tell you. Well, Canada will be up there now. Bozos. Anyway, how do I really feel? All right, so on June 30th, on Saturday, I will be speaking at the Safe City event. We're trying to create a safe city in our beautiful Clearwater. And one time I was at an event with our beautiful, wonderful Chief of Police, Chief Slaughter, and he said that if there was one area that he really wanted us to focus on as citizens, as moms, as business owners, it's the East Gateway neighborhood. Mm-hmm. That happens to be where Consumer Energy Solutions hangs our hat. That is where we do business. So it is our neighborhood. Whether I live there or not, that's where I work, and that's where 100 of our employees work every day. So we're helping take responsibility. We're going to be starting with a really big neighborhood cleanup. I went door to door meeting all the different business owners in the area. And I just want to make anyone who has a little bit of an inkling of taking responsibility for an area, maybe with the kids home from school, you want to get them on a project. We're going to kick this off with an amazing event on the 30th. And that is Saturday, June 30th, 11:30 in the morning till 1:30. There's going to be an incredible buffet provided. It's up in the Crystal Ballroom of the Fort Harrison Hotel. And there's free valet parking, business casual attire, and I will be one of those speakers. So you can RSVP at 644-9238. That's Tanya. You want to call Tanya, and that's 644-9238, or you can just reach out me on my Facebook, and I will be happy to get you on the list of people coming. And also that day, at the same time, I'm going to be at 2 events. We have Meet the Judge candidates for the 6th Circuit Court, Pinellas and Pasco counties, at our judicial forum. That is the Florida Citizens for Social Reform is putting it on. They do it every year. It's incredible. You're going to be able to meet candidates, judicial candidates, political candidates, etc. That is happening as well on June 30th from 10:30 to 1, and that is at the Fort Harrison in the big auditorium. That's going to be definitely, it's going to fill up. We need you to RSVP as well, and you can go to fcsrregistration.eventbrite.com, fcsrregistration@eventbrite.com, and that is the event for Saturday, June 30th. And one last thing, the block party. Don't miss this downtown block party. Saturday, 14 July. We'll talk more about this. This is at the corner of Cleveland and South Fort Harrison. Tons of fun, tons of food, free of charge. Amazing. The fire department bring their trucks. There's entertainment. There's free ice cream. There's food from all the local restaurants and vendors. And they do free giveaways. It's incredible. Definitely, if you want a cheap date or you want fun to bring the kids, it's the downtown block party. And that is July 14th. Put it on your calendar. I'm sure we'll talk about it more. So everybody, the message of the day, keep kids off drugs. Keep our veterans off drugs. There are other protocols. There are other things to do. Show them love and show them the right example. Don't you also be boozing it up too much, or certainly taking pills in front of kids is probably a bad thing. So anyway, Bobby, what do you want to say before you go?
Oh, gee, I think you covered it really, really well.
Bobby wrote books about golf. I want to talk about that real quick. What's your book title?
It's called Ultimate Game of Golf.
Ultimate Game of Golf by Bobby Sisko.
Yep.
Is it Robert or Bobby? How does it say it on the book? Ooh, he doesn't know.
It actually says Bob.
It says Bob.
But no, living here, everyone calls me Bobby. My family calls me Bobby. So, yeah, it's the Ultimate Game of Golf, and you can get it at bobcisco.com.
CISCO.
Yeah, like Cisco Kid.
There you
bobcisco.com.
There you go.
Well, we got to do the putting lesson first.
Yes.
You and I are going to have fun with
I'm
that.
excited. And I think the first thing you have to tell me is tuck in the butt, stick out the butt. Because in ballet, you definitely have to tuck it in. I don't know about
balance.
It's about balance.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm with you.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful
Bye.
day. See you next Tuesday.